The following program is a presentation of Jez Sports.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Main Event Podcast. Today we are looking at NXT New Year's Evil. My name's Dan, the champion. That's Jez. How you doing, Jez?
The next champion. No? Yeah, I think so. I think it's happening.
Was that like a pun because of NXT and how the Noah commentators couldn't say NXT?
No, it wasn't. I'm not that clever, but let's say it was. And just kind of pump up my ego a little.
Just roll with it.
But to answer your original question, I'm doing okay. It's a very busy week for me across everything that I do. But, there are 2 wrestling events to cover, and we're going to smash them out. So, NXT New Year's Evil, the 3rd in the New Year's Evil lineage, I believe.
I think so.
Remembering correctly, they changed the logo this time to include the little devil girl alongside the little devil boy, and first thing I appreciated was that the little tails moved on the graphics on the Titantron. I'm like, okay, cool. Somebody's put some effort into this. Fair play. Don't know why they couldn't have just made it its own premium live event and taking it on the road. I would have much rather New Year's Evil as a proper premium live event than Vengeance Day. Yeah. Random. Very random.
Yeah,
but anyway, this is what we've got, so this is what we'll discuss. And let's get straight into it, shall we? It kicked off with Chase U opening the show and running through the card. How do you feel about all this Chase U stuff? It's been going on for a while and we haven't really discussed it.
I don't know, really. I don't really think it's going anywhere.
It isn't, is it? No.
It's just kind of there. Just there.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, so how are they going to develop this when it becomes a thing? Like, well, they obviously want to bring Andre Chase up to the main roster at some point. How are they going to actually accomplish that?
I don't know, because I can't see him being like a championship guy. He would just be like cannon fodder.
Yeah, he'd be coming up to be a jobber on the main roster, basically. Yeah. I would say. So I don't know if maybe they just need to rethink this and repackage him. He was definitely one of the weird gimmick choices that they made when they kicked off NXT 2.0.
Yeah.
They dropped the majority of them. Only 2 of the weirdest, dumbest ones survive. Chase U and I've forgotten her name. Stupid sleepy girl.
Wendy Chu.
Wendy Chu, yeah. I'm just so over that. I was over that before it even started.
She was originally that weird Empress dark guy, woman. But and I thought that was really cool, but then she
epic.
Came back as Wendy Chu, the sleepover person. I don't know.
I don't even know.
To the ring.
I cannot put into words what her gimmick is, which is a problem. She carries around a pillow and falls asleep.
Wears onesies.
Yeah.
Wears slippers.
Sure,
wears like those sleep headband things.
It's going to work for you, I think. Yeah, that was a great idea from the start. Well done. I do worry sometimes about NXT, honestly. was a nice way to start the show. It can't be Toxic Attraction anymore, kicking off the show and sitting next to a pool and discussing the match card. So you've got to have Chase U. I do like that he just outright swears at his students and tells them to F off, basically. That's pretty fun. I enjoy that. But you've got to kick off the show somehow, and that is how they chose to do it.
Yeah.
The opening contest of the show was Tony D'Angelo versus Dijak. I have an equal number of pros and cons for this one.
Go for it.
Let's start. Well, I say I have, but no, actually I don't. That's not true. The pros that I have, first of all, is I was happy during the picture-in-picture to see that they have actually created bespoke New Year's Evil graphics for the picture-in-picture. Considering it took them like 3 months to get rid of the 2.0 branding from picture-in-picture when they kicked into this white and gold era. I was quite pleased to see that it actually made the effort there. And my other pro, and I'm not even sure it's a pro, it's just a note really, something that struck me as I was watching this match, as Dijak did his high justice, that sit-down chokeslam. I came to the realization that Dijak is basically my creator wrestler that I used in every SmackDown versus Raw game and the SmackDown games before that. That was my character. Tall, dark dude. Like, okay, mine was full bearded rather than just the beard that he's got. But yeah, sit down chokeslam was the finisher. And yeah, he was just dark and brooding, wore a trench coat, kicked people in the face. That was my creator wrestler, my vision for what I would be as a wrestler.
They obviously had gone onto your account somehow and gone, we like that. Let's give him a name like Dijak.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Jez.
Jez. Yeah. Go and do that.
Dominic Dijakovic, yeah. So yeah, not really a pro, I suppose, but observations.
Comment.
The cons are definitely about the match. Tony D nearly garroting himself on the top rope when sending Dijak over there. That was not fun. Still very green as Tony D. It's going to be a while before we see him move up to the main roster. Booker T stumbling over his words, like he just kind of for about 10 seconds. Though. Yeah, but he did it for like 10 seconds straight, and like Vic Joseph really needed to step in sooner and say something English coherent, but he did not. He just let him go. Are we getting to a word?
It's like when when you're watching something on YouTube and it keeps on buffering, but it's like
yeah, he was definitely buffering. That's a good way of describing.
If you looked at me, you'd have seen the buffering logo.
Yeah. And then the whole weird thing with Stacks at the end. Yeah, like I don't really get what that's about. So he's like, I'm not your boss, I'm your family. I'm like, that's not really the gimmick. You're not like really. You're not his dad. You're the Don. You're not the the dad of NXT. You're the Don of NXT. It's just a bit weird. And they're trying to turn him babyface, but
it's not working.
It's not. I mean, you can turn him babyface, but you just need to keep his character exactly as it was. Like, people love Tony Soprano. Tony Soprano was definitely like a heel, but people love Tony Soprano because of the character that he was. They didn't make Tony Soprano suddenly be like nice to his underlings, He got most of his underlings, including members of his own family, killed, in fact. So, Yeah. Watch some Sopranos, NXT writers. That's how you write that character.
There you go.
Predictions? Unless you've got any pros and cons?
No, that's it, bro.
Predictions. I went for Dijak. You went for
Dijak.
So we start NXT New Year's Evil as the ones.
We are again. The one.
We'll love it. Love to see it. Next match didn't really happen, or didn't happen at all, in fact. It was supposed to be the Creed brothers doing a Booker T impression versus Indus Sher. But I believe Via's father passed away. And so he was in India dealing with that. And that, I think that is the reason that they did not have this match in the end. But we did see the return to NXT of Jinder Mahal. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, why not? He's not really doing much on the main roster, so...
No, exactly. And I like him being the kind of figurehead for this team of giants. That's a role that he plays very, very well. I'd like to see that do something and grow some legs.
And the crowd were chanting Jinder's name.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay. Don't think we've heard that before.
I mean, he's supposed to be a heel in this situation, but I guess it kind of shows you how bored people are getting of the Creed brothers. Yeah. Very, very bored of the Creed brothers. We did predict that, but the match didn't happen, so nothing doing there.
That's all right. We can stay the ones.
We can stay the ones. Yeah.
And that's a good thing.
We may come back to that a bit later. Next match, the Pretty Deadly Gauntlet match. Pretty Deadly versus the Rockers, in inverted commas. Idris Enofe and Malik Blade. And not Briggs and Jensen, but Gallus, who made their return to NXT. How did you feel about this whole thing?
It was basically just a thing to get Gallus back in.
Yeah.
That was it. The other teams were just like irrelevant.
They were, yeah. Even Pretty Deadly were irrelevant, considering that it's been building for weeks that they're working their way back towards a title shot. Yeah. This seems to be, that's just done now, is it?
That's done. Pretty Deadly are done.
And that was not at all about them. It was about eventually bringing Gallus back. Yes. Right. Great booking. Nice. I mean, I did start to enjoy it. I liked the New Day coming out after the Rockers were defeated and putting pay to Pretty Deadly's nonsense. That was quite good. And I liked the sneak pinfall over Enofe and Blade. Just sneaking that in there and getting a quick one. That was good, And then the New Day got the opportunity to stack the deck a bit more. That was quite enjoyable. Yeah. But yeah, it didn't really do anything for Pretty Deadly or their championship hopes. No. Any cons on top of that for you?
Just that was the con.
Yeah, it was a bit match that happened-y for sure. Yeah. My only other negative is that I still don't really get Idris Enofe and Malik Blade. There's no real character to them.
No. They are
guys.
The jobber tag team.
Yeah. Shame. Yeah. Now, predictions. Who did you go for?
I'm a Pretty Deadly, didn't I?
You did. I also went for Pretty Deadly. Therefore, neither of us got any points. I don't think any of us were expecting Gallus to return here.
No, so
it doesn't really make sense.
It's all right, though. We stay the ones.
Well, let's just stay the ones throughout the entire show, shall we?
Yes, let's do that.
We're rolling through this event because it has been a bit of a non-event so far, but we persist. Next up, NXT Championship. Bron Breakker defending against Grayson Waller. Take it away. Shower me in pros. Things that you loved about this match.
There wasn't any, really.
The only one that I've put is I thought Waller was looking pretty good. For as long as it lasted. He was looking very kind of main eventy, for lack of a better term.
But apart from that,
and then it happened. So okay, now without the sarcasm, please shower me in cons the things you didn't like about this match.
Well, the damn corner buckle just carrying on breaking for some reason.
Well, I can explain that to you. I can explain that to you. It broke the first time because it was designed to break the last time and it broke early. That's what happened. The booking of the match was that the rope would break, Grayson Waller would fall out of the ring, and then they would count out. That was always the plan. Yeah. Unfortunately for them, the rope broke early and they had to deal with that halfway through the match. Yeah. And I hate that so much. What a terrible, stupid planned spot. What nonsense. It existed purely to force the rematch at Vengeance Day. Yeah. So, okay, why are you even having a special NXT at all? What was the point? Because
it was just the normal NXT.
It was. With a special name. And I feel like you've wasted my time, to be honest with you, NXT. Yeah. And you could tell shenanigans were coming in this match because it wasn't the main event. So either there was going to be some kind of, interruption, and then they would have to go and sort it out backstage and then come back and have the match in the main event slot, or there was going to be some kind of nonsense ending, and that's what we ended up with.
A nonsense ending.
Just building towards Shawn Michaels talking to the two guys in a boardroom. And it's like, who wants to see a boardroom? What is this? What nonsense?
Yeah. Shawn Michaels with his one eye looking at you, one eye looking for you.
Harsh, but okay.
It's true.
Yeah. The only other major negative to come out of this is I'm now at the point where I'm bored of Bron Breakker as NXT champion. He needs to go up to the main roster now and grapple with the big boys. Like, I feel like he can make a big splash up there. Yeah. But he's just not doing it for me in NXT anymore.
The thing is, who could be the next NXT champion?
Do you know?
Exactly.
I think. Oh my god, my brain's completely died. Big time former North American champion dude. With Trick Williams.
Carmelo Hayes.
Carmelo Hayes, thank you. Jeez, what is wrong with my brain today?
What is happening with you?
I think Carmelo Hayes
can
do it because they can shenanigan it up. It can be the deck is stacked against Bron Breakker, and for once, it didn't work out for him. You don't get a rematch. In fact, you're out of here. See you later. I think that's probably the best way to do it. Carmelo is definitely a worthy NXT champion. The other option is now Jinder Mahal, thanks to Veer and Sanga shenanigans. You could get Dijak there eventually.
Yeah.
Not Grayson Waller though.
No, he's not ready for it.
We're not seeing Grayson Waller win at Vengeance Day, I don't think.
The only thing that I think's happening is that they are trying to get Bron Breakker to be the longest reigning NXT champion in history.
Well, he can't be far off.
I know, but I don't know.
Who held it the longest? Shinsuke?
Let's have a Google.
Balor? Who knows?
Longest reigning.
A few moments later.
The longest reign is Adam Cole. Baby. That is 396 days.
So that's...
okay, so Bron Breakker isn't that far off. He's
I was going to say. How many?
350.
That's cumulative, surely, because he lost the belt and won it back on the Raw after WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah, it says number of reigns 2, so...
Yeah.
That's helpful. It doesn't tell you anything else.
So, the longest cumulative reign, maybe.
Yeah.
He's close to it. But, yeah, he lost the belt to Ziggler and then won it again on the Raw after WrestleMania. Yeah. So he's coming up on, 10 months as champion. Yeah. So he would have to hold it until after the WrestleMania show, Stand and Deliver or whatever.
Yeah.
And then lose it.
Yeah.
Which he's probably going to do, to be fair. They may even feature, a Triple H-led WWE may even feature the NXT Championship match at WrestleMania.
Why not?
Who's that going to be, though?
NXT Women's.
What, at WrestleMania?
Yeah, Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Yeah, Charlotte Flair won the Royal Rumble, didn't she?
Oh, yeah, and then she challenged for the NXT.
Yeah.
That's
taking you back, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Thanks for that. I didn't need to remember that or anything else regarding Charlotte Flair, but yeah, that certainly did happen. Anyway, yes, Border Braun Breaker. Let's get through WrestleMania, take that belt off him, and get him up on the main roster, because he's not boring.
No,
just his booking is really boring right now. So the good news about this is that finally we have got a correct match prediction, because obviously, for all the reasons we just discussed, we went with Braun Breaker to win, and therefore we move from the ones to the 2-1s.
The DOS.
2-2 going into our next contest, which was Charlie Dempsey versus Hank Walker.
Charlie Dempsey, isn't he the son of old Regal?
He is William Regal's son, yes. Yeah, and if you didn't know that, look at him. And you'll work it out.
Yeah.
Like, his face is ever so slightly different, but everything else looks the same. Like, he's even got the same knees as his dad. That's how uncanny it is.
The same knees. Because everyone goes, hold on, let's just compare here.
He's got his father's knees. He's got his mum's ankles, but his father's knees.
Because that's what everyone looks at when they look at a baby.
Yes. Now, what did you think of this one?
Technical.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, my pro is Dempsey, technical wizard.
Yeah.
He's very much his father's son. Yeah. I wonder what they're going to do with him, because where does that go?
Like, I mean, he's with Gulak at the moment, so
yeah. Well, he's going to feud with Gulak, isn't he? I think is what's going to happen, and so that's cool. That'll give him a good series of really technical matches, and then
will fade into obscurity.
Yeah, I don't know what they do with him. Like, he can't live on that alone. They need to give him some kind of personality rather than just a guy that gurns and puts his fists up, because that's what he does.
It's exactly that.
I got that face nailed on the second attempt. Perfect. I don't have any cons for this one. It was fine.
It was fine.
It was what it was. And I do think that Hank Walker does a really good job of looking green.
Yes.
That's because he is green.
He is.
Yeah. He does a really good job of looking at the stage of development that he is at. It's a skill that not many people have.
Yeah.
Anything else to add about this match?
Nope.
So we both correctly predicted Charlie Dempsey for the victory. Hardly surprising, which takes us to 3 apiece. Tres. And then we return to the Jinder Mahal and Julius Creed thing, because they went on to have a match. We obviously didn't predict it. It's not something that they declared in advance, so we just got to talk about it. Overwhelmingly positive or overwhelmingly negative feelings about this match?
I was very down the middle.
Yeah. I don't have any cons as such. No. I kind of have pros based on where I think this might be going.
Yeah, okay.
The fact that Jinder Mahal now makes this a trio, it makes me go, ooh, I think finally we might get the return of Roderick Strong and have a bit of a trios war between, what are they called? Indus Sher with Jinder Mahal and Diamond Mine, which is still a terrible name. Including Roderick Strong returning. I'm not sure how I feel about this Julius Creed always trying so hard story.
Yeah.
And his arguing with Ivy Nile and all of that. It's just a bit meh.
Mm.
I did like the story of him trying too hard in the match and trying to go all out and climbing to the top rope. And because it was not his wheelhouse, it cost him the match. I did like that. But, I'm not sure this character's doing anything for me currently.
No.
I would much prefer they went with my idea of taking him and his brother up to the Alpha Academy and let Chad Gable be the mouthpiece, and they just go out there and beat people up and stretch them in an amateur wrestling kind of style. That's what.
Hey, thank you.
So no prediction. Still on 3 apiece. And that takes us into what was the main event. A 20-woman battle royal. I'm not going to list you all of the competitors because, quite frankly, we're on good time to have a really short episode.
Yeah.
No need to waste that time. Predictions. I went with Indy Hartwell for the win. Who did you go with?
I believe I went with Cora Jade.
You did, and neither of those people won. In fact,
no.
Your choice was eliminated twice from the match, which is fairly impressive. Yeah. Good work there. Toxic Attraction went on to win as a duo.
Yeah.
I have feelings about this match, but
I'm
gonna let you go first. Give me some pros. What did you like?
Well, I don't mind that Toxic Attraction won, making it a triple threat for the championship. Yeah, all right then. And we might see Gigi Dolan and whatever the other one is. I don't
JC
care about the other one. That's the one. Fight each other in the ring, which would be interesting to see. Little bit of portrayal as well.
I don't need
I
to
reckon
see
we
that.
could see Gigi Dolan maybe come up to the main roster somewhere.
Meh.
Nah.
Yeah.
No, you're not on the Gigi wagon?
I'm on the Toxic Attraction wagon. I liked them as a group, and it's already ruined, but I do want to see them do some stuff without Mandy Rose for a while before they cock that up. But I'll get to that in a moment. What else do you like?
I can just see it boiling inside of you. Something you want to say. Why didn't you just let it out, Jez?
Okay, fine. I'm gonna start with the positives because I did have positives from this match. I liked that Cora Jade was eliminated almost instantly, and not because you predicted her, but because it was entertaining. And then I liked that she went back into the ring and was eliminated for a second time.
Yeah,
it's a good giggle. I like that. Kiana James helping Fallon Henley. I quite like that as a development of the story there. That's quite good. I liked Sol Ruka, Kofi Kingston inning, and the handstand and the re-entry there. And I thoroughly enjoyed Elektra Lopez pulling that stupid pillow out from underneath. I've forgotten her name again. That's how
Wendy Chu.
I can't remember her name because she's just such a forgettable, annoying
Chendi
person.
Woo.
So my negatives.
Here we go.
Starting with just the normal
Get
ones.
comfortable, everybody.
Elektra Lopez basically got out of the ring in her elimination. She wasn't eliminated as much as she just got out of the ring.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a fail. But this whole thing at the end, I did not like it one bit. I did not like that you had Toxic Attraction turning on each other at all. It did not seem consistent with them at all. There have been no signs of any dissension in Toxic Attraction at any point.
Yeah.
And they have had plenty of opportunity to be annoyed with each other in the past, and it hasn't happened. So if you were going to do that and then have one of them win, I would have been somewhat okay with that. But you have them turn on each other, they finish the match, and then they do it as a dumb double ending anyway. Like, Why didn't you just do the thing that they were threatening to do, which is get to the last two and then refuse to fight, and then you have to do the both of them? If you were going to do it a triple threat anyway, why have them turn on each other? It didn't make any sense. It was stupid. And also, when they were showing the replays of them both being eliminated, you could very clearly see that Gigi Dolan's foot hit first. I don't care what anyone says. Gigi Dolan was eliminated first, and therefore it shouldn't have been a triple threat anyway. But you kept replaying the video and showing us Gigi Dolan hitting first while saying that they both hit at the same time. Rubbish. This was a terrible ending. It was a terrible idea. It's terrible booking. It was never going to work. How can you time from opposite sides of the ring people hitting their feet on this floor at the same time? It's just impossible. It's not going to happen. Stupid booking. Stupid creative. What are you doing, Shawn Michaels? I am ashamed of you. Honestly, this is terrible. This whole show was terrible, and I'm unhappy. Completely unhappy that we even had to talk about NXT New Year's Evil 2023.
You done?
I think I better before my vein pops out of my head.
Do you want to just swiftly move on before anything else bad happens with you?
I mean, there's not much to move on to, is there? Like we got it wrong, so we end the show on 3 apiece. Calming, which takes the year to date or the quarter to date predictions to Jez 23, Dan 21. Still that 2 behind.
Still 2 behind.
Still that 2 behind. But we've got another event to cover, so we'll see how that goes for the pair of us. And all that's left, Dan, is to give this show a rating. So it was tough to come up with an appropriately cutting rating system for this one, but I've gone with the earlier event rather than the later event.
Right.
I would like you today, Dan, to give me a rating out of 5 pointlessly broken turnbuckles.
Well, I have to say, it was a very meh event.
Mm-hmm.
Can't even say premium live event or pay-per-view. It's just an event. So, but it was below meh. Below meh. So I'm going to go 2.
Yeah, I think 2 is fair. Yeah, you got to be careful how you say below meh, though. That sounds like something a bit different. 2 is fair. May even be a bit generous, in fact. As an episode of NXT, it would have been passable.
Mm-hmm.
But you made the effort to hype pretty much the whole thing. Like, every aspect of this was hyped. We'd been waiting for Indus Sher and the Creed brothers for like a month and a half. And sure, that one wasn't really your fault, and you made the best of it by bringing down Jinder. But everything else was booked in advance. We were building to this, and it was just a total waste of everyone's time. And my time is precious, Dan. I can't be bothered wasting my time on stuff like this when I could be watching any of the other, wrestling out there that is vastly better. Spoiler alert, I enjoyed Impact Hard to Kill vastly more than this event.
Yeah.
Vastly more than this event.
So did I.
So, yeah, that's all I've got to say about that. And so, we're going to toddle off now and record our episode for Impact Hard to Kill. But unless you are a Jez Sports VIP, you will not see that episode until next week. So, if you want the episode early, head on over to patreon.com or coffee.com/The Jez Show. Become a VIP, get the episode at the same time as this one. I guarantee there will be far less ranting.
There will be far less ranting.
I guarantee it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So on that note, we will leave you. We'll see some of you shortly. We'll see some of you next week, depending on who you are. I've been Jez.
I've been Dan.
This has been a ranty main event podcast.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.